If you're struggling getting patients with meta advertisement, then it's not just only that your ads are not working properly. You also have to take an in-depth look at your system and how you're following up with leads as well as handling inquiries to know exactly where your revenue leakage is happening as a plastic surgeon. And in this video, I'll break down this exact system top surgeons are using in 2025 to utilize technology to the best extent they can, as well as follow-up systems to save them time and money. So let's dive straight into it, right? The patient sees the advertisement on Meta, on Instagram or Facebook for free rhinoplasty consultation and clicks on the Learn More button. Now we're running an instant form campaign, so the lead fills out their information, very simple email, their phone number, and some basic information. Now, what you want to do to take your marketing to the real next level is you want to first qualify the leads with any specific questions, treatment specific questions that might be an indication of if they're a good quality patient or not, right? So for rhinoplasty, it's obviously if they smoke or not and how soon they're considering surgery. And based on that, you can really understand the quality of the lead and actually just first prioritize reaching out to those who score higher, who have better quality, right? So you can basically also build up your systems in a way where you score them from 0 to 10 and only reach out to the first patients or leads that score higher as opposed to the ones lower, right? Because if a lead is considering surgery next year and he smokes every day, then he's obviously not a good fit for Rhino. So after that, you want to make sure that you have a customer relationship management software and that every single piece of information that you paid for of the lead is stored in your systems. So you want to be able to see exactly how many leads booked the meeting, how many leads reacted to your advertisement in a positive way by responding, right? By reaching out to you, how many leads converted into patients, right? Those are the business metrics that you need to track, or how many leads showed up to your consultation, right? To know exactly where the revenue leakage is in the business. And afterwards, you want to be able to reach out to them within 4 minutes so they can still look at the information page that you refer them to after the instant form, right? So obviously, after they fill out the instant form, you want to direct them to either your landing page, right? If you don't have the resources to develop a sales page, I would always say develop a specific sales page that only pitches the consultation, and that includes the basically the outline of the doctor's accreditation certifications, how many surgeries he's booked, a quick history of his expertise, right, where he went to school, what kind of accreditations he has, what kind of certifications, right? And just to build significant trust and authority with potential leads who want to book a consultation, as well as any relevant case studies on Real Self, Trustpilot, or Google reviews. And obviously a consultation form to basically get them booked into a consultation via a calendar app. Now, what you want to do is reach out to leads within 4 minutes. Now, this is the most important part you can do to triple your revenue, right? If you reach out to leads immediately, you'll see an increase in conversion. Because if you reach out to leads after 8 hours, after a day later, right, it's already too slow. They will probably be in a different world by then. So you have a very limited time frame in online advertising to capture their attention, right? And to really, really basically work every lead and pretend that they're basically a king, right? We always want to go from the perspective that the customer is a king and reach out to them immediately to accommodate to any of their leads. And it was a Harvard study done on this. So they said there was a 9 times increase in conversion rates when you reached out to a lead in 5 minutes as opposed to 5 hours. So if you don't have the capacity to call them, right, you can always set up an AI agent that contacts them and books them into a consultation. I'd be happy to give you some recommendations personally, right? You can just contact me after the video. And what you want to do is link that AI agent to your calendar so it will be able to talk to leads like a real human being. In fact, most people won't even realize that it's AI. That's how good the technology has gotten. It's almost creepy because the AI can already analyze and take into account human emotions, right? That's how advanced the technology has gotten. And it's very easily able to basically take out the email address and basically book the consultation into your calendar. Now, those leads that you won't be able to call, for instance, at night, right? When you're obviously when your country's regulations allow it that you can do telemarketing at night, you should set up an AI agent. Because imagine a customer is calling you at 3 a.m., right, or 2 a.m., because there are obviously some like that, and they get a phone call, and obviously there's a wow factor behind that because you're providing excellent customer service, even though it's not a real human. It's better still than voicemail. And what you want to do for the leads that don't react to your follow-ups, right? Don't react to your initial call or don't book a consultation on your landing page is you want to have a follow-up sequence, right? Follow-up sequence to make sure that you capture every lead in the follow-up. Because as you know, people say the money is always made in the follow-up, and they're completely true. Now stop this video and give this follow-up sequence a good read because I copied it from a billionaire actually. So I promise you it's good material and very self-explanatory. What it does, it wants to provide the prospect with as much value as possible. And basically, when they think or when they're actually in a position to be ready for surgery, the first company they think of is us, right? Our company, because we provide them with the most educational value and we provide them with the most proof and patient case studies. Now, after this value up follow-up sequence, you want to be reaching out to them not only on SMS, but also on iMessage, as well as WhatsApp, right? And email, and diversify the channels a bit. Send some voice notes, some video messages in the automations to keep a humanized and personalized touch, right? Of just be human. Don't send long blocks of text. Everybody ignores them. Just be human and interact in a way that you're genuinely trying to help them. And what we've seen is voice messages and video messages work like a charm in the follow-up sequence. Now, if you have a call center available, you want to make sure to call them exactly at 5 to 6 p.m. when they're getting off work every day for the next 5 days in a row. Right. So this might seem a bit crazy and you might think this is a bit extreme, but they won't probably notice any of the calls, and maybe perhaps one call is going to go through, right? If you're lucky. So really build systems in the follow-up. It's going to bring you massive return on investment in the future. It's basically one of the greatest assets you can have, right? If you're doing over 20,000 per month in revenue for a plastic surgery clinic. Now, follow up for an entire year, but don't make it seem like spam. So every couple weeks, just send a quick message, right? Checking up on them, and it should be fine. Right now, after the data is stored in our system, after we contact them with the AI, set up the follow-up sequence so it reaches out to them, right? Automatically, everything we've talked about right here is mainly automatic. Obviously, like if you have a sales call center, you can also keep ringing the leads, right? The more you ring them, the better. And you want to have a aftercare procedure as well. And what I mean by that is after the surgery, you want to be having an AI nurse assistant that can take on different inquiries for the patients, right? So what I mean by that is you need an AI nurse assistant that, for instance, can take care of patients and recommend them any aftercare treatments or protocols, such as like scar dressing, scar care, dressing changes, right? And do that via WhatsApp, SMS, and iMessage. Urgent queries should be escalated to human nurses, right? That's something that the AI nurse assistant is able to do as well. And obviously appointment schedulings or upsell opportunities for other scar creams or products that you have affiliates on. Now, another application is to also ask for reviews, right? Automate this process so you never forget it. Reviews, as you would know before and afters, huge leverage in our industry. So you can always ask the patients. If you feel a bit shy, just have the AI do it in a obviously very polite way. And if it is allowed in your specific region or country, you can also incentivize those reviews with some discount coupons or free gift baskets. Now, another really important aspect to take into account, and why I mentioned that we want to have all the lead information in our customer relationship management software, right? We store that in our CRM. Is we want to be able to re-engage all of the leads, all their phone numbers on WhatsApp and iMessage every 4 months. SMS is a bit oversaturated. A lot of people are sending text on SMS. So we would recommend iMessage as well as WhatsApp, right? Depending on where you're at, for the best follow up, right? And that's basically a re-engagement campaign, means a database reactivation, like texting all of your leads, may that be 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, reaching out to all of your past leads every 4 months with a WhatsApp voice note, with a video message, and just be creative there. Don't send long, boring codes of text, right? Don't do that. Please don't do that. Right. So this is the complete system. And if you have any questions, I'd be very, very happy to answer any of your questions in our strategy call. I will also link a document in the description so you can have a more detailed look on how it all works together.